Hi fashion lovers, the video you're about to watch is on how this lovely Gada's gown is being made. It's well detailed, very well detailed. All I did to the finishing was to hem the armhole here, to hem the shoulder rather. It is lovely and it has a side pocket as you can see in the picture. So I make a video, it was detailed on how to make the side pockets. I also put a side dart. Please watch the fillers and please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thanks for your consistency. Hi fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to cut a Gada's gown with a coat shoulder sleeve, as you can see on the screen. If you are just viewing my channel, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for viewing and thanks for your consistency for those that have been viewing my channel for so long. So the material I'm going to be using 6 years of Ankara material to cut the style. So if you want to make your Gada's gown to be full, for you to cut a Gada's gown, it depends on the material you are using. One, if the material is much, your Gadas will be much. But if your material is not much, just use it the way it is. With 2 years of material, you can sew a Gada's gown. If it is short, just cut it into two, then fold it, then make your Gadas. And out of that 2 years also, you can cut the upper part. But this one is a long Gada's gown with a coat shoulder flare sleeve. So I'm going to be using 6 years for it. The first thing I'm going to be doing is that I will take 4 years from these 6 years as my I'm going to use that for my Gadas. So this is 6 years of material, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, as you can see. So I'm going to use 4 years. I'm going to cut 4 years out for Gadas. So this is 1 2 3 and 4. I'm going to cut the 4 years. I'm also going to show you how to make the Gadas for those that don't know how to, what we call Gadas. We have Gadas, we have pleating, we have kissing pleatings too. This one is Gadas. So this is the 4 years. These 2 years will be for the upper part and also for the sleeve. If it remains, you can use it for the head tie. So this is 2 years. So for these 4 years now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this. I'll check the length. The length of this client is, the full length is full tape. What we call full tape is full tape measurement. The full tape measure. When you measure your client, you know there are some tall clients. When you measure them, they will collect all the tape rule. You understand? So now I'm going to minus the half length of this person from the full tape measurement. So this is the half length. Our half length is what? 17. I'm not going to use 17 because if I want to cut the upper part, I'm going to use 17 to cut it. But you know, after joining the half length and joining the shoulder, it becomes 16. So I will just drop that 16 inches here. So this is the 16 inches. So I will check if the remaining Ankara, can you just imagine? The remaining Ankara does not even, as in the Ankara is not up to the full tape, but it doesn't matter. She will understand that the Ankara is not much. Can you see the remaining thing that is remaining there? So nevertheless, I'm going to use this to make my gather. I'm going to use all these 4 years, but what I'm going to still do is I'm going to cut out this white thing at the upper part, the edge of this Ankara, because I don't really like when you sew and the Ankara is showing and this thing is showing. But nevertheless, I can still make use of this without cutting it. I'll gather it. When I'm sewing, I'll make sure this number enters inside because I don't like it when it's come outside. So I hope you understand why I'm going to be using all these 4 years, because the length of the it's not even up to the length, but I'm still going to use it. I can still use it without that. So this is the 4 years of the 4 years we are using for the gathers. So this is the 2 years we are using for the upper part. And for the upper part, it's just a straight, the normal dart, doesn't have any padded. So I'm very sure as a beginner you should understand how to go about this type of style. It's very simple and very simple, very simple to cut. It depends on your area and depends on the environment you have that you can charge customer on this type of style. Doesn't need anything, just paper stay to make the clothes firm. So what I'm going to be doing now, before you fold your clothes, make sure you know the biggest of the measurement. The biggest of our upper part measurements is our bust, as you know. So our bust is 40. If you 40 plus 2 inches is what? 40 divided by 4 plus 2, that's 10 plus 2 inches, that's 12 inches. So we fold our clothes using the biggest of the measurements. So this is 40. So we cut the half length. I said the half length is what? 17 inches. So this is 17 inches. Up there. So this is 17 inches. So on top of here, let me cut out this 17. Okay, let me check. 9 inches for the waist. 2.5. Okay, let me cut it down. So this is 17 inches. So this is the first thing we are cutting, which is the upper part. So what you are going to do first is get your shoulder measurement. Our shoulder measurement, our back is 16, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. Our armhole is 9 inches. So on top of the armhole, you measure your bust. I said our bust is 40, that's 10 plus 2 inches. Our waist is 36. 36 divided by 4, that's 9 plus 2.5 inches. Then you take this way. From here, you can just measure the 8 inches of the shoulder downward. You can measure it. Then you take your hand to connect. So from here, you come down, but at least connect down. You can see the way I did it. That's the armhole, or if you have your armhole curve, you can simply use it. But without armhole curve, I can work perfectly. You can see you can just come in by ½ inch inside inward. So from here, you slant your shoulder by 3/4 inches. You can slant by half, you can slant by 3/4 inches. So for the next side is, I'm using the wideness of 4, the length of 7 inches, because it's a V neckline. So before I cut the neck, I would like to cut the back of the clothes first. So if you're also if you want a breast dart to hit, you want a kind of breast dart to the sides of the clothes, you can just do, can you see the way I just raise it up? I breast dart, if you want to make your clothes have a side breast dart, you can just come down by at least 2.5 inches or 3 inches from your armhole. You can simply come down by 3 inches from your armhole, then you lift it up by ½ inch. You understand? Just make a kind of side dart. It's always fine. Look like there's a pad and the cloth is always fine, and just measure like 5 inches to connect it, or 6 inches to connect the dart together. Having a side dart doesn't matter, that you would have a normal dart here, which is the dart I'm going to be using for this cloth is 4.5. So this is the dart allowance, and I'm going to notch it also. So if you are putting a side dart, this is how you go about it. But if you are not putting a side dart, just leave it like that. It will still be fine also. But let me just put the side dart, so I'll teach you how to put a side dart on clothes too. So for the back, what you are going to do is you take this and simply use this side. Just take the zip allowance of 2 inches. Put your clothes here. But if you are putting a side dart, first thing, just use office pin to hold down the side dart. So now For the back, add 2 inches to the allowance. Let's check 2 inches. So if add 2 inches to all our available allowance, then you can see there is no more straight. Assuming there is no side dart, it will be straight. You understand? This also gives fittings to clothes. So just leave it this way. Then let me come again. Assuming you are not putting side dart, see, you can see the way it looks like. It's straight all together, but it's because of that side dart that is making it have a little bit shape at the down part. So now for the next side, I'll be using 4 inches for the wideness, and I'm going to be using 7 inches for the length. And for the back, I'm going to use 4 inches for the wideness also. I'm going to use 2 inches. You can use 2, you can use 1.5, you can use 3 inches for your back neckline. So I'll put the chalk here so that it will have sign that that's where the neck starts from. Then from here you connect, you can see. I'm slanting the shoulder, and also I'll cut the neckline. I'm cutting the exact style you are seeing on the screen there. That was the neckline that was there. As you can see. So this is the front and this is the back. So all I'm going to do now is just to turn to put lining, and also I'll put on my lining. If my lining is not that thick, I would like to put paper stitch so that it will make it relax. But if it is thick, I can leave it the way it is. You know, this Abba lining we have now, they are not much of originals. So after, I will take this my 4 yards to the machine and also go there to turn to do the gathers, which I'll be showing you. For the sleeve side of it, I'm going to be using, it's a flare actually. Now as you can see, it's a coat shoulder sleeve. So I'm going to be using the length of 7 inches. You can see the way I folded this piece now. I'm going to raise it up here by, like, let me use 4.5 inches because I'm going to be turning it and joining here also. So this is a 4.5 inches. So for the length of, so this 1.5, the remaining here is about 6 inches. I'm going to turn the 6 inches around. 6 inches, start from here, like you are doing the circle flare. Just move the 6 inches round. You know, this circumference here will be where you are going to put your elastic. So I'm going to be using length of 7 inches, but because I'm going to be turning, let me just add ½ inch here. So this is 7.5. So from here I'll just do what, connect like this. Are you seeing it? I'll connect this way, then cut this first one. So if you are, just imagine what I use 11 inches as the length here. I just fold 11 inches. Just do it exactly the way I did it. I'm very sure you get it. So this is the first. If you notice, the flare that was there is 2-step flare for each. So I'm going to be cutting this twice and also cut a smaller one too. So this up here will be where we're going to put the elastic. So when you put your elastic rubber, when you fold it and put your elastic, it's come out more beautiful. So I'm going to cut this twice. Let me show you how to cut the small one first. So for the small size, I'm looking for a way to manage, because the cloth is still going to have pockets. So for the small part of it, I'm going to fold it the same way, folding it the same way, but just reducing the length. Let me cut the big one first. So I've cut the two sleeve, the long one, so I'm about to cut the short one, but I've tried to manage to cut for the pieces for the for the second layer of the flare at the sleeve side. So I will just join this. I'm just going to show you what I did. Was that I placed this on it, then I reduced it by 1.5. You know, I use 7.5 here, so I just reduce it. This becomes 6 inches, and also reduce this to by 1 inch, so this becomes 3¼ inches actually. So then I'm going to just do what to cut this out. I'm going to cut this out. If you look at that style very well, you will notice there is pocket at the side of it. So after this, I'm going to be cutting pocket. You can see 6 years of Ankara is gone already because of the gather's gown, and as you can see, the gown is full. I've already told the client that I'm not sure there will be a tie for it, so she said I should do it that way. So now this is the sleeve. This is the sleeve side. This is the sleeve. Are you seeing this? So what you're going to do now is just to turn this and put, you can see, are you seeing it? Just put elastic. After turning it, it will be more smaller than this. Just when you put the elastic, it will gather more. I'll show you how to go about that. So let me just cut the pocket. Show you how to cut the pocket. So for the length of the pocket, I'll be using length of 12 inches. Let's say 12 or 13 by 13 inches. So this is it. Let me put it like this. So I've measured 12 inches by 6.5. You can make yours 13, you can make yours 10. It depends on how long you want the pocket side to be. So I've measured 12 and I use 6.5 here. So what I'm going to do now is just cut this out. I'm going to be cutting 2 of this. So this is the two pockets. I'm keeping it aside. You see, this is the 4 years I'm going to be using for the gathers. What I'm going to do now is that I will share these 4 years into 2. I'll cut to 2 years out. As you can see, this is the 2 years. I'll cut it out. So I'll keep one of the 2 years aside. Then I'll take the other 2 years. I'm going to take it. I'll take it at the tip side here. I'll fold it into 2. So when I fold it into 2, so I'll take it this way. I'll measure 2.5 inches at the side. You can make yours 2, but I like using 2.5 inches. So I'll measure 2.5 inches, then I'll come down by 6.5 or 7 inches. Okay, let me use 7 inches so that it will be easy for her to put hand into her pocket. So this is 7 inches. Then you slant these two sides. You slant it together. Just make a slant. And see the way I make the slant. And just leave at least half inch. You just slant it. What you've done there, make sure you do it at your sleeve, your pocket side. So what you're going to do now is that check the front side of your pockets. So this is the front. Make sure it is front. Then you take it like this. You put it down. Are you seeing what I'm doing? So this is how to put a side pocket to your gathers gown. So are you seeing it? Just take it like this. You can see this pocket is open, and I place this two side on it. Are you seeing it? So what I'm going to do now is just to cut out so this is the pocket now. So when I join this, you see what it looks like when I join it. So actually, if assuming it doesn't have pockets at the side, what I'm going to do is just that 4 yards of material. Give me the line. That 4 yards of material. That 4 yards of Ankara, I'm just going to take 2 yards of lining. You understand? I'm just going to fold the 2 yards of lining like this. Then cut the 2. I'll fold it into 2. Lining is like 60 or 58 inches. So I just cut the 2 yards. I will cut it at the center, then add it to my gathers, as in to the 4 yards of Ankara. Then I'll gather it. Then everything, all the joining that will be on that cloth will be at the back side. But because this tie now has pockets, I'm going to cut the lining inside it. I'll put the line after joining, after putting zip. That's when I'm going to attach the lining. And if you care to look at that too, I will show you how to put the lining there too, how to throw your lining into your gathers gown. So now this is it. So these 2 yards now, I just cut 2 yards of lining. What I'm going to do is just that I'll open this space like this. Assuming it doesn't have pocket, I'll just join this and gather it down, gather it up with 4 yards, with that 4 yards. But it's because this one has lining, I'm going to put the lining inside after putting the zip. So I'm going to show you how I go about it. So I've shown you how to put the pocket. I'll show you how to put the pocket also, and I'll show you how to put the lining. I'll also show you the finishing product. I've turned the neckline of the clothes. I've put the side dart and also the front dart. You can see how it looks like a cup. It looks as if there is a cup on it. Like it is pad, but likewise it's not pad. So it is the breast dart that gave it that effect. You can see the way I put the dart. I measure 3 inches, then I connect it 5 inches dart. You can see the dart, and this is the normal dart. And on my lining, I said I'm going to be putting I put gum stay. Gum stay is 120, 100 naira. It depends on your area. You can see. So it looks like cup when you put your breast dart on clothes. It makes it look as if there is a cup on it. You can see. Looks like there is a cup. But likewise, it is just the breast dart and normal darts. Okay. For the pocket side of the gathers gown, I've already fixed this. So I want to show you how to fix yours too. So this is it. So you have just to look at what I'm about to do. You can see this is what I cut out. What you are going to do is you take the front part like this. Are you seeing it? Just take it to your machine. This is the pockets and this is the down of your clothes. Just take it like this. Join it. You notch this piece so that it will relax. Then you turn it. You can see this is the front part. You turn it in. you bring this out like this, and you take this way. Your length, your pocket length can be more than this, but I only made mine 12 just for recommended. So what you now do now is, you know, when I wanted to slant the pocket side, I measured 2.5. What you're going to do now is to get that 2.5, you cut out, just take it this way, get that 2.5. I've gotten the 2.5, then I will sew the 2.5 down. I'll hold the 2.5. Which one is 2.5? That's my machine. So after I've done this, I'm going to do this. I'll close the down part of my pockets. This is how to make the gathers. I'm sorry, there is no light. Our light is off. Just put down your stitch. Make sure the stitches is down. Remove your machine. You can simply hold the thread. Remove it. It's very simple. Nice and nice. It's very nice. That's how to make your gathers. So after doing this, what you are going to do is just take the rope. You can take it from the back, or you take it from the front. Just pick one of it. You know, it's true rope. Just take one, then remove it. You can see it's very easy. Some they normally use hand to make their gathers, but I'm used to using my machine to make it, so it's very easy. Just always remember to remain thread at the front side or at both sides, the beginning and the ending. So this is as simple as that. So I will show you the outcome. So I'm almost through with it. So for your coat shoulder, after you gotten your armor, your actual armor, you drop 3 or 3.5 inches at the upper part here. Are you seeing it? Just notch it, or you leave it. Just use, you can simply use your chalk to highlight it. Now this is the 3.5 inches for your coat shoulder. So for the sleeve side, I've turned it with lining as I said, and I weave the upper part and fold it to put elastic. So this is the elastic that is inside. So what I'm going to do now is just to join this to this side and join this to this side. The remaining one here, I'm going to hem it. I'm going to hem it. So I'm also going to hem this in. I'm going to weave, then hem it in, so that it will be neat. So I will show you the finishing. I hope you understand it. So it's just 2-step aligning it. So you see how it says, how it looks like, the last finishing of it. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.